Okay. Now I'm back. So we were taking activity 4. So in activity 4, I'm going to read again. You had to listen to to those 5 sentences, and you had to complete 3 different tasks. A, it says, identify a tonic syllable and underline it. B, identify the tone. In these items, the only tones used are fall and rise, and place the appropriate tone mark before the tonic syllable, and identify any stressed syllables preceding the tonic syllable, and place a stress mark before each. Okay, so we're going to check that activity. I'm going to play the audio one more time. So you have to tell me which one would be the correct, tonic syllable.
English phonetics and phonology, a practical.
The items of exercise.
Them on cassette.
All right, I'm going to play the audio then. We're going to listen, and then we're going to check which answers you got for that specific task.
Exercise 4. Partial analysis of tone units. The items of exercise 3 will now be said again twice, and you must do the following things. A. Identify the tonic syllable and underline it. B. Identify the tone. In these items, the only tones used are fall and rise, and place the appropriate tone mark before the tonic syllable. C. Identify any stressed syllables preceding the tonic syllable, and place a stress mark before each.
You may need to pause the CD to allow enough time to complete the analysis of each item.
1.
What time will they come? What time will they come?
All right, what do you have for that one? Let's go task by task. Task A says, identify the tonic syllable. Identify the tonic syllable. So based on that audio, what is the correct tonic syllable?
Time.
Sorry, Danny, can you repeat again?
Time.
Time. Okay. The rest, ladies, what do you say? Do you agree?
I put come because for the intonation, like, what time will they come? I don't know the girls.
I put
Time.
come.
I have what? What? I would.
Okay. What?
Chan, we have three on that.
And Miss Danny, what do you have?
Come to like Sylvia.
The same as Sylvia. Okay. Well, the correct one is come. Come.
Okay.
Come. Now, wait, where is it from? Now, what type of tone?
Oh,
I put rice.
Okay, we
I
have
don't
rice and
know.
four. Miss Rodriguez, what
We
do
have
you
rice
have?
and four.
Fall two.
Wow.
Okay, and Lore?
I have rice because I was thinking that it was what, pero now that I know that it's come, probably it's fall because what time will they come? Hmm.
Okay, I'm going to play the audio again. Listen.
Okay.
And place a stress mark before each.
You may need to pause the CD to allow enough time to complete the analysis of each item.
1,
What time will they come?
What time will they
Right.
come?
There
Will
they
they
Right.
come.
come?
It's right.
Will they
It's
come?
right.
It is
Yeah.
rice, yeah.
It's rice. Very good. It's rice. Now, which other stress syllables do you identify in this audio?
In my case, I identify. Oh, que recuerdo la clase pasada. No entendíamos nada. What and time. Because like the other says, what time will they come? What time will they? So I don't know the curve.
What do you say, girls? The rest, do you agree? Do you think what and time are the ones that are stressed?
I have only what, but I think Sylvia's right.
Yeah, because if you listen, it says, what time will they come? What time will they come? What time will they come? So yes, what and time, both of them are stressed. Both of them are stressed. What and time. What and time. And the tonic syllable is come, and the correct tone is rise. Rise. Let's go with the next one.
What time will they come?
2,
A day return to London. A day return to London.
All right. A day return to London. Okay. Which one there is the tonic syllable, Miss Rodriguez?
I'm very confused now. But return.
A day return to London. Okay. Sylvia?
I have day. See, day. A day return to London. I have day.
Okay. Danny?
I have day two. A day return to London.
Okay. And Lore?
Yeah, I have day too.
The correct one is London. Listen again. Listen again.
What?
Yes, listen again.
A day return to London.
2,
A day return to London.
A day
Yes, hay
return
un
to London.
London
A
to
day return to
London.
London. A day return to London. Remember, we have the head, the pre-head, and the tail.
Yeah.
So you need to identify those little aspects and features. remember to identify that one that's more prominent.
Okay.
If we now if we identify the ones that are stressed there, which ones do you think are stressed? We have a day return to London.
Day and return, maybe?
Yes,
Yeah,
day.
I think the same. Return to London. A day return to London. And turn.
Yeah, and the stress
The
is
syllable turn is in
return,
turn, yeah.
return. Okay, remember that the
Turn.
stress is what we saw in phonetics 1.
Yeah.
Okay, stress of the words. Now we also have to identify the tonic syllable. That's the one that's more prominent, okay, in the speech or in the whole speech that the person produces. Let's go with the next one. Ms. Reyes,
Well,
you're
but
going to do this
teacher,
one, so pay attention.
Teacher,
Sylvia.
what about the
yeah.
Oh, I
tonic
forgot that
later,
one.
rise or fall?
What do you think? Is that rise or fall?
I put fall.
A day
Miss
Pero yo
return to
aprendí
London.
ella,
A day
porque
return
lo
to
dijo
London.
como triste. A day return.
A day return to London. It's fall. Because it would have something that's right. A day return to London, a day return to London, but this is a day return to London. A day return to London. Okay. Israelis, this is for you. You have to tell me, okay? Listen.
A day return to London.
3,
The North Pole would be warmer. The North Pole would be warmer.
The North Pole would be warmer.
I'm confused, but I think it's north, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or warmer, or warmer.
That's like two very far away signs. Like one at the end and the other one's like middle. Okay.
Like the previous is warmer, but I think it's not.
All right. Okay, so you say that's north. Sylvia, what do you think?
I thought too when I first bueno, cuando lo escuché, pero antes de la clase, I thought it was north, but I decided why pole, the North Pole, porque ahí como que sube un poquito tal vez north, pero la prominencia está como, siento yo en el pole.
Okay, Danny, what do you think?
Pole 2.
Paul, Lore,
Ya es warmer.
Yeah, I have pole. The North Pole will be warmer.
the correct one is wood.
No.
No, I'm
No.
kidding, It's Paul. It's
Ay,
Paul. Yeah,
teacher.
it's
I was
Paul.
like, pónganos cero a todo al final.
Ya sé, yo
Una
también.
prueba.
Oh, ya mejor para que nos pregunten.
Sí, ya pónganos
Estamos todo
cero.
mal.
It's Paul. Because if you listen, when the speaker finishes, he says the North Pole will be warmer. So it's like, it keeps flat, would be warmer. It keeps flat.
Yeah.
The same tone. So, you know, the pole is prominent and it stops there and that continues flat. The North Pole will be warmer. And north is a concept that is stressed. The North Pole will be warmer. Remember that there's always would be a concept that's before the tonic syllable that would be stressed. Now the question, Ms. Reyes, Paul, is that, does he have like a rising tone or falling tone?
falling tone. The North Pole will be warmer.
Yeah, it's a falling tone. Very good. Okay, Lore, the next one for you. Pay attention.
Four.
Have you decided to buy it? Have you decided to buy it?
Have you decided to buy it? Have you decided to buy it?
Buy? Have you decided to buy it?
Very good, Lore.
Decided?
Buy. That's the correct one. Buy. Now, Lore, what's the tone of buy? Is that rise or fall?
I think it's rice. Have you decided to buy it?
Very good, it's rise. And now, what about the stress?
Sorry, I couldn't open my micro. Decided.
Okay, what will you put the stress?
And have you decided? Have you decided? No. Have you decided to buy it?
Have you decided to buy it? Have you decided to buy it?
Yeah, I have. Only have decided. I don't know.
Okay,
you
have.
decided?
Okay, the stress in have is correct, but there's one is missing. Lady, do you have the next one? Because that's two stress.
Sorry. Have decided it.
In decided is the C. Decided.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Porque, claro, no se dice como decided, no.
Decided. No, decided.
Yes.
Decided.
In the
Have,
second syllable, yeah.
have is a stress. Have you
Okay.
decided, stress, decided to buy it? Buy is a tonic syllable, and the tone is rise.
Okay.
Okay. Miss
A question.
Rodriguez. Yes, Lore.
The stress is only, you said that it's only in nouns, right? In nouns and verbs, but so that it's a pronoun can be stressed. Like the pronouns can be stressed words, or
It's
they
like-
can be.
It depends on the stress that the speaker provides to the speech. It's like, have you done this? Like, have you done this? But in that case would be a tonic syllable, and that's different. Because when we talked about stress,
Okay.
we said that it's more easy to identify stress when there are some actions or also when there's a noun. Remember that we studied the differences between nouns and actions. For example, if I say research or research.
Okay, thank you.
No problem at all. Okay, Ms. Rodriguez, the last one is for you, so pay attention.
Five.
I recorded them on cassette. I recorded them on cassette.
Right. First of all, the tonic syllable.
Okay. Recorded. Now.
Okay, this is the speech. It says, I recorded them on cassette. Cassette.
Ya, es que, ¿puedo decir esto en español? Es que a veces me confundo porque pienso más como en la variación de los tonos, porque igual tiene como I recorded an on cassette, ¿no es cierto? Ahí tiene uno. Tiene como, para mí gusto hay dos variaciones, entonces ahí me confundo. Entonces, perdón. Ya.
Okay, for example, when we say I recorded, that's a stress. Because then you remember, when we study stress, for example, if I say record, that's a noun. If I say record, that's a verb. And in this situation, it says, I recorded. So you have to say, oh, it says recorded. That means that it's not, okay, a tonic syllable. It's just a stress to identify a verb. So right away, you say, I'm not going to say that that one is the tonic syllable. It's just a verb that has a stress in corded to transform that from noun to verb. But then we have, I recorded them on cassette, cassette. So in that case, we have cassette as a tonic syllable. However, it's not the whole concept, cassette, that is the tonic syllable. It's just set. Cassette, set. That's the concept. That is the tonic syllable. And it has a falling tone, gazette. So I record them on gazette. So which one is a tonic syllable? Gazette, but the only section that says Z. The tone is falling tone. And the stress is recorded, encoded, because it's a verb. So every single time there is a verb, such as recorded, decided, return, you will notice that that's just a stress. That doesn't mean that is a tonic syllable. Because if you pay attention to the other examples, for example, number 2, it says, a day returned to London. So in that case, return is a verb, and that is a stress in turn. In exercise 4, same example. Have you decided? Again, decided is the participle form, or decide. Again, there is a stress because it changes and it's a verb. And in the first example, same thing. I recorded. Again, it's a verb because if I change the stress to the first syllable, I would get a noun, record, but I'm not looking for that one. I'm looking for recorded. So the best way to identify the differences between the stress and the tonic syllable, it's paying attention to the concept. It is a verb or not. Because if you realize London, Hall, and Gazette, what do they have in common? They are nouns. However, come and buy it, they finish, or the position is at the end. So try to identify those patterns in those specific sentences. Remember, a thing that I taught you at the beginning is that intonation is very difficult to perceive, but now you can find those patterns. If you have the noun, you have a noun that would be the, the tonic syllable. And if you have the action at the end, you may find, the tonic syllable there. And don't get confused with the stress. Because sometimes when there are some actions or verbs, you can get confused with them. Is that clear?
Yes, so in conclusions. ¿Puedo decirlo en español o no? Es que ahora con
Yeah,
lo que me dijiste
sure.
se me aclaró un poco.
Yes.
Sorry. Ok, entonces, el verbo vendría haciendo la sílaba que se estresa cuando está como al medio, right?
Yes.
For
Yes.
example, decided or
For
recorded,
example,
etc.
let's do it with the example number 5. We have that if I read that with the correct stress, it would be I recorded them on that cassette. So first thing you need to think, I have a verb that is stressed, and I have another concept that is stressed, that is cassette. I have 2. Remember, in number 5, cassette, I finished there with, something that is prominent, a sound that is prominent. So, do I have a tail after cassette? Do I have a tail? Do I have more
No.
words after cassette?
No,
No.
there isn't a tail.
¿No?
No, because I'm not saying on cassette that was
Right.
in my,
Mm.
in my, I don't know, my laptop, etc. We don't have a tail, so that means that it ends there. So if I identify, there are 2 concepts that I perceive that are prominent, one of those 2 would be the tonic syllable. And if you follow the pattern from exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you would see that the tonic syllable would be at the end and the stress will be before.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you have a tail, for example, if you have a tail, for example, in exercise 3, pay attention to exercise 3. Exercise 3 says the North Pole would be warm. If you have a tail, you need to see that the tone would be level. Because, for example, I don't say the North Pole will be warmer. I don't say that. I just say the North Pole will be warmer. So I keep the same level. So if I keep the same level in the tail, that means that before that tail, I would have the tonic syllable. And everything that would be stressed before that tonic syllable, for example, north, would be just a simple stress. That's all. I know it's a little bit confusing, but that's why we need to practice. I don't know if that's clear now. Okay. Okay, there was another exercise. It says reading, intonation, transcription. We have 5. So, Sylvia, oh no, I'm going to ask each one of you to produce all of them so I can check your pronunciation. And after this, we're going to go for the break, okay, to finish with all the exercises. So, Sylvia, let's begin with you. How would you pronounce
Okay.
number 1 with the correct intonation?
Yeah. I would say, is there a car park?
Very
Is there
good.
a car park? Yeah. And the second one, I would say, meet me at the bus stop. Meet me at the bus stop.
Yes.
La tercera diría, oye, esa me cuesta. It really isn't the best. It really isn't the best. No sé si
It
está bien
really
porque
isn't the best.
Ok. Sí, porque si fuera de Rice Fall sería como It really isn't. Sería como el otro lado. La 4, I cycle to work. I cycle to work.
Very good.
Y number 5, what was it called? What was it called?
Very good. Remember, the dot means stress, but
Yeah.
that symbol is
Ah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
tail.
Yeah, it's for the tail, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yes. What was it called? If you see, you stress called, but you keep the same level of what? Because you don't
Yeah,
say, what was it called? No. What was
claro.
it called? You stress, but it keeps the same level.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Okay, Ms. Rodriguez, let's go with you with number 1.
It is a car park.
Yes,
Meet me at the bus stop.
yes.
It really isn't the best.
Very good.
I cycle to work.
A cycle to work.
I cycle to work.
Remember, so you keep the same level. I cycle to work.
I cycle to work. I cycle to work.
Yes.
And the last one, what was it called?
What was it called?
Sorry, called. What is it called?
Yes. With number 4 is I cycle to work. I cycle to work. I cycle to work. Because remember, the work is a stress. I cycle
Yes.
to work. I cycle to work. Ms. Reyes. 1.
1. Is there a car park?
Very good.
2. Meet me at the bus stop.
Good.
3. It really isn't the best.
Yes, very good.
4. I cycle to work. I cycle to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. I cycle
And
to
5.
work.
I cycle to work. And 5. What is it called?
What was it called?
What was it called?
Yes, that's better. Lore, what were you?
Okay. First one, is there a car park?
Is there a car park?
Is there a car park?
Yes.
Meet me at the bus stop.
Yes.
That one, it's hard for me because I don't remember. Is rise to fall the best? Like
All
it
right.
really isn't the
All right.
best.
This is 4 rise.
Full rise. Okay. It really isn't the best.
No, because that's very full. It really isn't the best.
It really isn't the best.
The best.
Best.
The
Best.
best.
It really isn't the best. Okay.
4.
I cycle to work.
Yes, very good.
The 5th is what was it called?
Yes, very good. What was it called? What was it called?
What was it called?
What was it called? Yes. And Ignacio, what about you? 1.
I'm sorry, teacher. I'm lost. I'm turning on my computer
Okay,
right
don't
now.
worry.
So
I will give you time then. Don't worry.
thanks. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so I'm going to show my screen to check. Okay, so remember that when we have the tail, that is everything that is after the tonic syllable, for example, exercise 1 is car, the dot represents the stress. And when we have everything before the tonic syllable, the stress will have this symbol. Don't forget that. Okay, first of all. Remember, when we have stressed a tonic syllable, the tone would be the same after the tail. Remember that. So for example, number one is there a car park? 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 So it keeps the same level. It would be incorrect if I say, is there a car park? Or is there a car park? That will be different, right? Or number two, meet me at the bus stop. Meet me at the bus stop. Meet me at the bus stop. I keep, again, the same falling tone. Meet me at the bus stop. Meet me at the bus stop. 3. It really isn't the best. It really isn't the best. It really isn't the best. Best. 4. I cycle to work. Again, the level, sorry, the tone of the tonic syllable. I cycle to work. I cycle to work. I cycle to work. It would be different if I say, I cycle to work. I cycle to work. If I change work, of course, the tonic syllable would be another one. Okay, and 5th, what was it called? What was it called? So I can see that that sentence or that construction keeps the same tone, that is falling tone. That's why I can identify that the correct one is what, and the tone is as a rising tone. All right. Good. Now you're going to have 15 minutes to go have a cuppa, eat something, to move on to today's topic. And of course, we are going to continue practicing audios to identify, okay, tone units and tonic syllables. All right?
Profe, tengo una pregunta.
Lore, yes.
Nuestra hoja, este worksheet 2, ¿se lo tenemos que enviar o solo era para verlo en clase?
No, just to complete that in the class.
Okay.
Yes, don't worry. And about the test, for those who are late, I talked to the rest of the class that we're going to have the, the first day I said that we will have the test today. However, I changed it for Thursday. So we're going to have the test on Thursday because I wanted to have more time to practice. So that's why you're going to take the evaluation, the assessment on Thursday. I'm providing the instructions for the assessment on Thursday afternoon, right? Okay, go and have a cuppa. See you in 15 more minutes at 8:30. Okay? Cheers.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. All right. Now we're going to jump into today's main objective, main lesson. And for today, we are going to have 3 outcomes. First of all, you're going to be able to identify high and low heads. Remember, head is the structure, part of the structure of the tone unit. Also, to identify the tonic syllable, we are going to continue working on that, and also to produce a tonic syllable. We already checked the activity, so we are going to jump into the lesson. So remember, this is just for you to remember and review a little bit about what we discussed last session. Remember that in last class, I introduced the structure of the tone units. Remember, how many units are there? How many units? We have the, what is the
Three.
structure?
Three. Head, three head, tail.
Tail, yes. So I explained that the tone syllable is followed by a tail. Remember that. And the tail continues and completes the tone begun on the tonic syllable. And also I gave example to show how this happened in the case of rising and falling tones. So this is everything related, just to review what we discussed at the beginning of the session with the different exercises and what we practiced and studied last class. So now we are going to jump into the next topic, fall rise and rise fall tones followed by a tail. So what happens in terms of how we identify them and also how we produce them. So we are going to use examples here to understand, okay, and to have examples at the same time. So first of all, rising or falling tone is relatively easy to identify because you realize that it's not hard. For example, if I say more, so it's not very difficult to identify those two tones. However, it's difficult when we have to identify fall and rise fall tones. Those ones are very difficult to identify, okay? And when they are extended over tails. Why? Since their characteristic pitch movements are often broken up, okay, like this, split, or distorted by the structure of the syllables they occur on. For example, the pitch movement on this is, what type of tone is this one?
Fall rise.
Fall
rise.
Fall rise, yes, fall rise. How will you pronounce this one?
Some.
Right?
Some.
Yes, good. Some. And what do you identify when, for example, someone says like some? What do you, the pragmatics of the meaning, what they try to transfer? If you identify that specific tone. Is that doubt?
Turn up.
You agree, you disagree when someone says like some? Do you need to, do you request more question, another question? Do you request more information? What do you expect from that type of what rise tone?
I think that I remember it was when you don't agree with something. Or you have doubts, maybe?
Yes, good. Okay. Now, what happens if we add a syllable? Okay. For example, men. Ms. Rodriguez, what's the meaning of that symbol?
A dot.
Yes, what's the meaning of that symbol, the dot? Because it's a dot, but what's the meaning of that?
Yes. What? Again, sorry.
What's the meaning of that dot there?
When the when you have when it's very short, the word.
No, remember that the dot is a stress.
Yes.
And it's
Okay.
after the tail, and you illustrate that with the dot, because we cannot use that symbol. Okay, we cannot use that symbol. Remember that. Okay, so if we add a syllable like this one, man, the full part of the fourth rise is usually carried by the first tonic syllable and the rise part by the second. The result might be a continuous pitch movement very similar to the one syllable case. If they are not voiceless medial consonants, what are the voiceless?
The ones that don't produce vibration.
Yeah, the ones that don't have vibrations, okay? So if there are no voiceless medial consonant to cause a break into the voicing, this will be a pitch movement that we could draw like this one. The sound m, is that voiced or voiceless? It's bilabial. Is that voiced or voiceless?
It's bilabial. Bilabial, nasal.
Yes, it's nasal, but is that voiceless or voiceless? Sorry, it's voiced or voiceless?
In this case, voiceless.
Voiceless or voiced? Remember that
It has
vibration or not?
vibration, so it's voice, no? Ma, mom. Or it's not vibration.
Ma. Is that
Ma.
voice?
It has vibration.
Ma. No sé. Oh, ya me confundí.
Is
I think like Gloria it has vibration and then must be
it's
voice.
voiced. It's voiced. Yes, because pay attention. It says that, for example, if the first speech sound is voiceless, it says it's going to cause a break. However, this bilabial speech sound is voiced. That means that we are going to have a continuous pitch. That's what it says, that we're going to have a continuous pitch. So if it is fall and rise, that means that man is going to continue with the same pitch, with the same tone. It will be like, so man. I don't know if this part is, if you get this part. So remember, so it says when we have a tonic syllable, like some, right? Some, and then we have men. Says that the second part, the second syllable, that is men, you will have a continuous pitch. Some men. So we're going to continue with the same pitch, with the same tone. That is rise. Because this symbol represents that is full rise. That means that I have to continue with a rise tone, all right, in man. Well, just another example. For example, in the case of is that voiced or voiceless?
Voiceless.
Okay, so if you see this illustration, it's break. Okay, it's broken, sorry, it's broken. So that means, all right, that the pitch pattern is going to be different as the example that I showed first. Some chairs, some chairs, some chairs. So I have that stop there. And that's only happens when I have, a voiceless. That would be the rule for that. Okay. So remember, if I have a voiced, there is a continuous pitch. Okay. If we have a voiceless, there is going to be broken. We are not going to have that pitch pattern. It's going to be broken. Is that clear for you? I'm going to write the other example. So for example, you have some men. So if you see, is that broken? Is that broken? No, right? Why? Because men, the first speech sound, the first consonant is voiced. So there is a continuous pitch. However, on the other hand, we have this example and we have the and that sound is voiceless. So when there's a voiceless consonant, such, it means that the pitch pattern is going to be different. So in this one, I would say some man, but in this one would be some chairs, some chairs, some chairs, some chairs, some chairs. And also, if you pay attention, some and man, there is assimilation as well. Because we have the final sound that is and in man we have So we have assimilation there. Some men, some man, some man. But on the other hand, some chairs, some chairs, some chairs. Is that clear now? Is that clear? Yes? Okay. Now, if there is a tail of 2 or more syllables, for example, buy it, have thought of buying it, of them, of it was for them. Okay, remember, as in the tail, we are going to have more syllables. Remember, this is 1 syllable, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the syllables. Okay, remember that. So if there is a tail of 2 or more syllables, like these, okay, examples, the normal pitch movement is for the pitch to fall on the tonic syllable and to remain low until the last stressed syllable in the tail. So for example, we have this one. How would you pronounce that one?
I might buy it. No, I might buy it.
I might buy it. I might buy it. I might buy it. I might buy it. I might buy it. I might buy it. So, based on what it says here, it says, the normal pitch movement is for the pitch to fall on the tonic syllable and to remain low until the last stressed syllable in the tail. So, this is the tonic syllable and it says remain low. So, that is low until the last stressed syllable. This is a stressed syllable. Then the pitch then rises. Rises from that point up, from this point to the end of the tone unit, to this end, to this end. So, I might buy it. I might buy it. I might buy it. I might have thought of buying it. I might have thought of buying it. Most of them. Most of them. Most of it was for them. Most of it was for them. Most of it was for them. So, students, if you see now, for example, for rise or rise fall, if you have a tail, you know, the pronunciation of the tone would be different because there's a pattern. Is that section clear? For example, what happens now with rise fall? For example, no, no. But for example, no one, no one, no one, no sir, no sir, no sir. So it says if the tonic syllable no, for example, is followed by a single, so just one, that's the meaning of single, just one. So it's followed by a single syllable in the tail, like this one. The rise part one takes place on the first tonic syllable and the fall part is on the second. So if we pay attention to this, no. Okay, when it's just one tonic syllable, no, no, no. But now in the second example, no, no, it changes. Do you identify? It changes. No, one. No, one. So this no is different in the second example. Why? Because we have a second we have a second syllable. No, no one, no sir, no sir, no sir. No, no, one, no sir. Do you perceive the difference between this no and this no? Yes, because when it's just one tonic syllable, it sounds like fall, like rise, fall. No. However, when you have like this example, you have the tonic syllable and another syllable. The first tonic syllable will have the rise tone, and the second syllable would have the fall part. No one. Same example here. So is that part clear? Okay, let's continue with the examples. Now, when there are two or more syllables in the tail, okay, for example, of them went, a nice way to speak to your mother. The syllable immediately following the tonic syllable is always higher, and any following syllables are low. Remember, this is for rise, fall, for rise, fall, rise, fall. So for this example, we are going to have that the first one is going to be rise. The second syllable is going to be rise as well. But after the second one, everything is going to be fall. So for example, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm not going to say beautiful, no, beautiful, beautiful. All of them went, all of them went, all of them went. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. Okay, Ms. Rodriguez, can you please pronounce this one?
Beautiful.
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 Yes. Now, Ms. Rodriguez, this one.
Sorry. All of, no, all often, no, sorry. All of them,
Yes.
no.
All of them went.
Yes?
All of them went. All of them went. Okay, Ms. Reyes, this one now.
That is nice. Sorry. That is nice ways to speak to your mother.
That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
Yeah. Remember the stress.
Nice.
That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
Nice ways to speak to your mother. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. Like that?
Yes. Sylvia, try the last one as well.
Okay. That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
Yes, very good. Lore, you too, try the last one.
Mm, that's a nice way to speak to your mother.
Very good. And Ignacio, I think. Ignacio, you as well, the last one.
That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
Very good. Ms. Rodriguez.
That's, oh, me pasa mi lengua, sorry. That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
This is a nice way to. Es que me confundo, sorry, me confundo cuando están muy seguidos los dot. Porque esas, ¿no es cierto? Es todo el rato stress, right?
Imagine
Pero,
that those stresses are tildes in Spanish.
yes.
So, that's a nice way to speak to your mother.
¿Y por qué en to you entonces está como más plano? Por eso hay como que la diferencia no me cuesta como entenderla.
Yeah, because you have to be careful, because one thing is being stressed, and on the other hand is to have a tone. But in these ones, we don't have a tone. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. I'm not using another tone, it's the same. That's a nice way to speak to your mother.
Okay.
So try again.
That's a nice way to speak your mother.
Yes, that's better. Now let's continue practicing. So now, what about high and low heads? What is the head, Sylvia?
La cabeza, pa.
Can you please?
No,
No, but we have the
the
definition here in the presentation. Read it.
yeah. The head was defined as all that part of a tone unit that extends from the first stressed syllable up to, but not including the tonic syllable.
Okay, very good. So, in our description of intonation up to this point, the only pitch contrasts found in the tone unit are the different possible choices of tone for the tonic syllable. However, we can identify different pitch possibilities in the head. We were studying the tail, but now we are going to focus on the head. So, you can identify different pitch possibilities in the head, although these are limited to two, which we will call high head and low head. So you're going to find high head and low head. In the case of the high head, the stressed syllable which begins the head is high in pitch. So, for example, in example 1, bus is the stressed syllable which begins that tone unit. Is that right? Do you follow me, right? So, again, remember, in example 1, this one, okay? So, when we call high head, it means that the stressed syllable which begins the head. So, in example 1, the syllable bus is the stressed syllable which begins the tone unit. So, bus is going to be the high head. Is that clear? if you see
Yes.
the Lore, yes.
So I understand that if the stress word goes after the head, but I mean before the head, that means that it's gonna be head. Something
Okay, I'm going to try to
I don't
explain.
get it.
I'm going to try to explain this better. So this is the, what is this? What is that? What's that? How do we
That
call
is the tonic syllable.
The tonic syllable.
Okay, the tonic syllable. Okay. Do we have a tail?
No,
No, right?
I mean that
Very
part.
good. There's not a tail. Very good. So was is part of the head.
Yes.
Bus
Oh,
is part of the head.
Yes.
Bus,
That
yes. Was
is
no.
part of the head.
No.
No, it's the pre-head.
Okay,
It's a pre-
very good. So we are
only
going to
leg is the
focus
head.
here. Okay, we're going to focus there. Now, the explanation says that we can divide, well, we can classify the head into high and low. We call high to the first stress syllable of the head. In example 1, what is the first stressed syllable?
Boss.
Bus.
bus.
Very good. So, if we pay attention to the image, the stressed syllable bus is going to have, or is going to be high in pitch.
High.
So the pronunciation would be the bus was late. The bus was late. The bus was late. Now, if we look at the second example, what is N?
Tonic syllable.
Yes, the tonic syllable. What type of tone?
Rise.
Rise tone.
Rise.
Now, where does the head begins?
In that.
Very good.
That.
That.
Yes. That thing.
Now, what is a high head in that example?
That.
Very good.
That, yeah.
Because it's the first stressed syllable. Very good. Now, Sylvia, how will you pronounce that example, the second one, based on that illustration there?
La de is that the end, ¿cierto? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Is that the end?
Very good. Is that the end? Is that the end?
The end. Yeah.
Okay. Students, is that clear now?
Yes, now it's better.
Okay, very Now, let's continue with more examples. Now, what about the low head? The low head. So, in the low head, the stress syllable which begins the head is low in pitch. Now, we are going to use the symbol, but now it's not on the top. is at the bottom. Okay, this is high head, and this is low head. Okay, remember that. One is high head, and the other one is low head. So, in the low head, the stressed syllable which begins the head is low in pitch. Usually, it is lower than the beginning pitch of the tone on the tonic syllable. To mark this stressed syllable in the low head, we will use a different symbol. Remember, that symbol, okay, that symbol that is at the bottom, not on the top. Now, let's pay attention to this example. Okay, in example 1, what is the tonic syllable?
Late.
Late.
What is the tone in that tonic syllable?
Fall.
Very good. Now, where does the head begin?
As.
Bus.
Very good. Bus. So, Ms. Reyes, how will you pronounce example 1 based on that illustration?
The bus was late.
The bus was late. The bus was late. Very good. Now, in exercise or example 2, what is the tonic syllable?
N.
And. Yes.
What is the tone of that tonic syllable?
Rise.
Very good. Now, where does the head begin?
That.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Ms. Rodriguez, how would you pronounce that one?
Is that the end?
Is that the end?
Is that the end?
Yes. Is that the end? Is that the end?
Is that the end?
Yes. Very good. Now, let's continue with the examples. But now I want to make sure that you all understand. Is this clear?
Yes, so far, yes. The part of the heads, yes. For me.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. Okay. It is usual for unstressed syllable to continue the pitch of the stressed syllable. Look at the example. Asked. Is that high or low head?
High.
High, yes, very good. So if you pay attention, if, it, and had, they continue the pitch. Okay, same level, right? Good. What is the stress? Sorry, the tonic syllable in exercise. Sorry, in the first one.
Come.
Come.
Okay. Very good. Now, if we look at the second example, what type of head is this one? Is that high or low? Low.
Low.
Very good. So if you pay attention, it keeps the same level. So if we read the first one, we asked if it had come. We asked if it had come. And the second one would be, we asked if it had come. We asked if he had come. We asked if he had come. We asked if he had come. So you keep the same level. But the other one changes. Now, with more than one stressed syllable in the head, what happens? All right, so when there is more than one stressed syllable, for example, pay attention. You have rain, coming, down, fairly, right? There's usually a slight change in pitch from the level of one stressed syllable to that of the next. So if you pay attention, there's like a little different. For example, the change being in the direction of the beginning pitch of the tone on the tonic syllable. So, for example, we begin. The rain was coming down fairly hard. 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 Hard, hard, hard. Do you see there's a little difference between, the one that are stressed? Is that you don't keep the level, you're going down, but very, very little. Very, very little. And now what happens if we have the other way around with low head? Ms. Rodriguez, how will you pronounce this one with low head if you pay attention to the illustration?
That's not the story you told in court.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. That's not the story you're told in court. That's not the story you're told in court. Very good. Yes, very good. Now let's practice this one. Sylvia, how you pronounce this one?
Esto es low head, yeah. I could have bought it for less than £1.
Very good. Very good. What about this one? Danny.
Estaba silenciado.
Yes, I just saw your finger doing like this.
I thought she was practicing and then she was going to...
All right, let's see. Will there be another train later?
Yes. Will there be another train later? Will there be another train later?
Another train later. Will
Yes,
there
later
be
or
another
later?
train later?
Later.
Will there be another train later?
Yes, very good. Okay. All right. So we're going to stop here because of the time. I'm going to upload this material for you to study. And second, you have to complete worksheet that is up in the platform. And I'm going to show you right away what you have to do before we leave. Okay. Session 3. Okay, there's a worksheet. So the first one says the following sentences are given with intonation marks. Okay, sketch the pitch within the lines below, leaving a gap between each syllable. So same exercise that we did based on we have high head or low head or based on the tail. Remember that exercise, okay, that we did. And then we have two exercises, two listening exercises. First of all, you have to listen and repeat, taking care to continue the pitch movement of the tone over the tail. Okay, so you have to listen and repeat. And finally, high and low head. It says, the following tone units will be repeated with high and low heads. Listen and repeat. Listen and repeat. That's all. Okay. The audio is also in the platform, so you can download the audio and complete this task. And on Thursday, we are going to practice, okay, the exercises to continue working on production and also identification. Before you leave, I'm going to explain a little bit about how I'm going to design the evaluation for you. Okay, it's going to be divided into two parts. One part is going to be identification, okay, to identify if, you know, a tone unit has a tone or a rise tone or fall rise or rise fall tone. Also to identify the tonic syllable that's going to be related to listening. And about production, pretty easy. I'm going to provide audios and you have to listen and repeat, because I want to see, as I told you before, the only way to acquire and learn intonation is listening to native speakers. So I'm going to provide audios and you just have to listen to those audios and record yourself repeating what you listen to. That's all, okay? And those are going to be the two tasks, well, the two assessments for you for Thursday. The evaluation is going to be, well, you have to develop the test during the lesson. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do that. And about the production part, and that is the second evaluation, you're going to have time for next week. But I'm going to give you the task on Thursday. All right. And also I'm going to give you I'm going to show you the rubric as well, so you can see how you're going to be evaluated as well. All right. I hope you understood. I hope that everything is clear. I know it's a little bit complicated, but now you only have to practice. All right. You only have to practice. That's it here. All right, so have a very beautiful week, a very beautiful night, and see you on Thursday, all right? Cheers. Good night, everyone.
Thank
Bye. Night.
Take-
Oh,